Hello friends, my name is Lakin Carter and welcome to my YouTube channel. For today's yoga video, we have less of a flow and more my favorite ways to prep for a headstand. A headstand was my first yoga goal. When I went to my first yoga class, there were people doing headstands and I was like, oh my gosh, I want to be able to do that. So I practiced really hard and got to the point where I can consistently do a headstand. And I would say that more than anything, that is the key to doing a headstand. It's consistent practice as well as knowing how to warm up certain parts of the body. So we're gonna start with some ab drills just to warm up that core. Headstand has a lot to do with balance and a lot to do with core strength. We're gonna then flow through some sun salutations, warm up those shoulders because there's a lot of weight on the shoulders, and then get into that headstand prep. I normally say that people can practice without a mat, but this is one flow that I would really recommend having a mat for, or a nice thick plush surface. Headstands are not comfortable to do on hardboard, concrete, anything like that. So make sure you have a comfortable surface to work off of. Other than that though, you won't need any equipment. Don't worry if you are new to this. This is for beginners as well as intermediate and advanced. Just my favorite ways to warm up and prep the body for that headstand. Let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so because this video is just my favorite ways to warm up the body for that headstand, we're not going to do a traditional yoga flow. If you want to, go ahead and check out any of the other yoga videos on my channel, but for this one we're just going to get right into the technical warm-ups to prep for that headstand. So we're going to begin on our backs on the mat, and to warm up that core, which I said in the intro is very important for that headstand prep, we're just going to start with some nice yoga bikes. So flushing the fingertips behind the ears, take an inhale first, exhale, lift up that core, make sure you have that rib to hip fold, and then you can draw the knees into the chest, where we'll start with extending that left foot, right knee is bent inwards, and before we start, I'm just gonna warn you that our number is 100 yoga bikes, all right? So keep it up and let's get going. Crossing left to right, and then swap for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 30. I'm gonna pause counting. Keep going at your own pace. Halfway there. $60. 70. 80. 90. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. There you go, 100 yoga bikes. You can come all the way up and over to tabletop. Hopefully that core feels nice and warmed up. The whole core is engaged. And then we're just gonna go into some nice cat-cow flows. This technically doesn't warm up as in work any of the muscles, but it is a nice warm-up stretch. So on your next inhale, drop the belly, gazes forward, focus on opening up that collarbone. And then exhale, round through the spine, tuck the tailbone. Inhale, drop belly button to the mat, gazes forward. And exhale, slide those shoulder blades down, ground down into the hands. One more time, inhale, hammock the back, relax the chest down. And exhale, curve that spine. Amazing. We will come to neutral for here. Hopefully that also got you set up for your breathing pattern. As in yoga, we like to use that breath as a guide for our movements and when we are off the mat. So the next thing we are going to be doing, you can come right up into a downward facing dog, is a little bit more core work and also some warm up of those shoulders. So I want you to spread those hands nice and wide on the mat. We're in downward facing dog right now. Insides of the elbows are facing each other. And from here, I want you to walk your hands one little step forward. So you're kind of in an elongated downward facing dog. From here, we're going to inhale, exhale, ripple forward, find a nice strong plank, and then exhale, send it back. We'll do this 10 times. So inhale, ripple it forward, exhale, send it back. That's 2. 3, make sure when you come to that plank, that spine is long. 4, 5, pause and plank. 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one, 10. Awesome, so you can stay in this downward facing dog shape. The next sort of drill we're going to go through is I like to warm up by flowing through each sun salutation. So there's 3 of them in traditional yoga asana practice: sun salutation A, B, and C, or the Surya Namaskars. And they just kind of focus more on that breath work while warming up kind of the full body. It's like the full body workout version of a yoga flow. So we'll go through each of those just once, really focusing on the breath, taking slow, controlled movements, and allowing the muscles in each pose to start to warm up and turn on. So back in that downward facing dog, we're inhaling, bending through the knees, gazing forward. Exhale, hop or step the feet up. Inhale, hands on shins, half back. Exhale and fold. Inhale, circle the arms up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and circle. Exhale to fold. Inhale, find half back. Exhale, plant the hands. Let's step it back to that plank. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing dog. And exhale, downward facing dog. So that was A, let's do B. Inhale, bend through the knees, gaze forward. Exhale, hop or step. Inhale, find half back. Exhale, fold, pause. Feet hip width distance. Bend through those knees. Inhale, sweep the arms up, find chair. Exhale, power up to stand. Inhale and circle. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half back. Exhale, plant the hands. Hop or step it back to plank, then chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the right leg up, 3-legged. Exhale, step it through. Back foot opens up 45 degrees. We're in warrior 1. Inhale and exhale. Through the vinyasa, exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, upward facing. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up. Step it through, right foot, 45 degrees. Rise up, warrior 1 on the left side. Exhale and fold. Sneak that left foot back. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale to upward facing. And exhale to downward facing dog. Inhale, bend through the knees, gazes forward. Exhale, hop or step. Inhale to half back. Exhale to fold. Bend through the knees, sweep the arms up, find chair pose. Exhale, power it up to stand. Inhale and circle. Exhale and fold. Inhale, find half back. Exhale, go ahead and plant the hands. Hop or step. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And exhale, downward facing dog. All right, now we'll flow through Surya Namaskar, C. Inhale, sweep that right leg up. Exhale, step it through. Drop that back knee, rise up to a low lunge. Exhale and fold. Step the left foot up. Inhale, half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale and circle. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and circle. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half back. Exhale, plant the hands, right foot back, right knee down. Rise up to that low lunge again. Exhale, fold the hands down. Sneak that left foot back. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Inhale, sweep the left leg up, three-legged. Exhale, step it through. Right knee down, rise up, low lunge. Exhale and fold, right foot to left. Inhale, half back. Exhale, fold. Inhale, circle those arms all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale and circle. Exhale and fold. Inhale to half back. Exhale, plant the hands, left foot back, left knee down. Rise up to that low lunge. And then go ahead and fold over that right foot. Sneak it back to plank. Chaturanga. Upward facing. And downward facing dog. Good, so those are the 3 Surya Namaskar A's. As you can feel your heart rate. As you can see, your heart rate is probably a little bit elevated, a little bit higher. You kind of went through all of the muscles or all of the basic muscles of the body. And we have one more drill that I want to walk us through before we go into that headstand. All right, so we are going to go back to a downward facing dog, just like this. And last time we walked the hands forward, but this time we're gonna walk the feet in. So instead of an elongated downward facing dog, we're in a shortened one. So we're going to be going into Dolphin Pose, which is a really works the shoulders as a pose, and it can be challenging for beginners, but just hang in there, use the strength that you have, and if you need to come back to downward facing dog, do that instead, okay? So we're gonna lower down that right forearm, then that left forearm, and here we are in Dolphin Pose. You might have to move the feet out or in, depending on how tight your hamstrings are. All right, so ground down with those hands. Inhale first, exhale, lift that right leg up, and then set it down, and we're just gonna alternate for 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good job. From here, go ahead and drop the knees, and then we'll go ahead and lift back up onto the hands and just sit back onto our feet. So at this point, we have done all of the drills that I like to do before I go into a headstand. So now, let's work on going into the headstand. I'll talk you through the form that I use and suggest to go into my headstand. So again, the first thing you're going to want is a nice soft surface to work off of. You can remain on your knees, and you're gonna go ahead and take your hands, fold them, but then open them up so there's this nice big pocket in between your hands. All right, go ahead and place that structure on the mat, and you're going to put the crown of your head, the very top kind of round circle, right into that holding place, okay? So your head and your neck are going to have a lot of support. From here, you'll also notice that a lot of your weight are on the sides of your forearms, and that's good. You want it that way. Obviously, you're not going to be putting a lot of weight on your neck because that would be very bad for you. All right, so it's going to be balanced on the forearms. Your head is going to be in your hands. And so your head doesn't actually touch the mat that much at all. For me, the top of my forehead rests on the mat, and that's basically just for added balance, but none of the weight is actually resting on my head, okay? So go ahead and get into that pose, and maybe that's where you stop. If you'd like to go a little bit further, make sure those toes are tucked. Sorry, my necklaces have just fallen in my mouth. Probably a bad idea to wear necklaces, but whatever. I always wear them, so. All right, and then we're gonna lift those feet up. So again, that head is even able to lift. See how it's lifting from my hands? I can set it back, lift it up, set it back, okay? So it's just balancing on those hands. You're gonna go ahead and walk those feet in as close as possible. Maybe this is where you end. Maybe you wanna take this, walk it back, walk it forward, add that to your skill list, okay? Maybe you wanna go the step further. So once those hips are kind of over top of those shoulders, I want you to begin by bending one knee up, and then the other knee up. Okay, so those knees are in line with hips, in line with shoulders. And then from here, you can either stay in this position or maybe slowly straighten out one leg, slowly straighten out the other. Again, a lot of core stability, a lot of breath work. You can play with flexing or pointing the toes. And then just hold it for as long as you are comfortable. And then let's talk through getting out of headstand. All right, so your feet are up, you're balancing, you're using that core. I want you to start by bending one knee back down, and then bending the other knee back down. From here, take a really big inhale, and as you exhale, you're gonna bend those knees back into the chest, and then slowly set the feet down. So inhale, and exhale, tuck, and set them down. From here, you can drop those knees off, release the head, planting the hands, and I always like to go right into a child's pose when I get out of headstand. So just send the hips back, stretch the arms forward, and then slowly walk the hands back up to seated. So there you have it. That is my favorite way to get into headstand, to prep for it, and how to get into the pose itself. I can walk you through a few different variations of headstand that I like to do and have fun with. Again, like I said at the beginning of the video, consistency is the main key for getting into headstand. So practice it every day or every other day as often as you'd like to, and you will see your progress, and you will get to be able to do that headstand. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. I know it's a little bit different than any of the other yoga flows that I have on my channel, but I hope you were able to participate and have fun with it. I always recommend people working on headstands to not work on it for too long. That's why I like a quick 10-minute prep and about 3 to 5 minutes in headstand. Don't overstrain yourself. Obviously with this one especially, be very careful. And I will see you guys again next week for more workout videos. Bye.